You know all those people who say they don't bake in the summer because they don't want to get their kitchens hot? Well, they don't have to watch this video, but I love baking in the summer because of all the great summer fruit. Today I'm taking some great summer fruit, blueberries, and making a crumble. You may or may not remember when I made my peach crumble. This recipe is very similar to that, but I'm using blueberries instead. 6 cups of blueberries, 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, and a ½ teaspoon of coarse salt. And to that, add some lemon juice. Tablespoon or so would be good. I usually do about ½ a lemon, depending on how juicy they are. And then you need some kind of thickener. I like to use cornstarch as a thickener for most of my summer fruit pies and cobblers and crumbles and crisps because the liquid thickens very clear. Flour can be a little bit cloudy. So I choose cornstarch or tapioca for situations like this. You're gonna need a tablespoon plus 2 teaspoons, otherwise known as 5 teaspoons. Stir it together. If you wanna make this out of season, you can use frozen. I like to make it in season because, well, that's when the fruit is really, really fantastic, and that's when I get really excited about it. And I love to go fruit picking. So then you come home with barrels of fantastic, perfectly ripe fruit and don't know what to do with it. After you make all your jam, make one of these. This is an 8x8 baking dish, basically like 2½ quarts. Set this aside for a sec on a baking sheet because you're gonna bake it in the oven on a sheet. In my mixer, I have 6 tablespoons of room temp butter, and to that, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of light brown sugar, packed. If you want a more intense flavor, you can use dark brown sugar. If you want a less intense flavor, I guess you can use granulated sugar. If your butter is super room temp because it's 100 degrees like it is in here today, you will find that this happens super duper quickly. You can turn it off for just a sec. Add a ½ teaspoon of coarse salt and a cup of all-purpose flour. I probably should have added the flour first and then the salt because now I feel like the salt is going to be sticking to the butter and sugar. Get everything combined, then take it off of your mixer. If you are using mixer, you can also do this by hand. Give it a stir, just to make sure everything's fully combined. When there's small recipes, sometimes butter or sugar sticks on the bottom of the bowl and you don't want that. Then you can top your crumble. I like to sort of crumble evenly over the top and then take some pieces and sort of squish it together because I like to eat larger clumps of topping and I don't like it to all ooze into the filling. The filling already has a thickener in there, so you don't want too much of this floury stuff going in there, even though it will help a little bit with thickening. So this is a slightly lower ratio of thickener in the fruit itself because of the flour in the topping. Okie doke. Now you can get this into the oven and bake it at 375, tent loosely with foil, and bake until it's bubbling in the center and golden brown on top, about 10 to 20 more minutes. Always looks good. Crumbles and crisps, always going to be super popular with me. You do need to let it cool just a little bit for the juices to thicken, otherwise it'll be soup. Crumbles and crisps tend to be a little soupier than pie anyway. That's why I like to serve it in a bowl with some ice cream, of course. Wow, that's perfectly tempered. And just like that, you've got the best summer dessert you're gonna have all year long. Go blueberry picking, make this recipe today.